As more and more states begin to take initiatives to prevent global warming, Mythicama highlights California's new zero-emission program. Online danger is a growing threat to internet users, and Will Carlisle shares some tips on how to stay safe online. The COVID-19 vaccine is a recent development to help prevent and stop the spread of the virus. Grace Esquivel dives into the pros and cons of receiving the shot.
Live from Studio 301 at Prosper High School, this is Eagle Nation News.
Good morning, Eagle Nation, and thank you for joining us. Today is Friday, January 22nd. I'm Julia Bizayan.
And from 6 feet away, I'm Allison Wood.
On Wednesday, President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris were sworn into office. The ceremony, as well as the annual parade, were both held via live broadcast due to COVID-19 concerns. During his inaugural address, President Biden spoke of change and unity.
Last month, the Philadelphia Zoo announced its first birth of an endangered species of monkey. The female Francoise Langer is just over 1 month old, and it was named Ka-Bo, translating to precious in Japanese. After a bit of a rocky start regarding the health of the newborn, the parents and the baby are now bonding well.
Earlier this week, 8-week-old Labrador Puppies arrived in Dallas to be trained to become service dogs. Nonprofit organization Canine Companions provides service dogs at no charge for those with disabilities. The pandemic has forced the company to rely on volunteers to transport the puppies, but many individuals have stepped up to help out those in need.
As developments are made on technology such as computers and phones, students' online safety becomes more difficult to maintain. Will Carlisle shares some tips and tricks that are essential for protecting yourself and your personal information.
Identity theft and stolen information are highly common problems that people run into on the internet because of the ease for hackers to access user info. Typically, personal information is leaked in data breaches, which occur when online criminals are able to hack into websites and access confidential information such as passwords, usernames, or credit card information. Although data breaches are unpredictable, there are safety measures that online users can take to make their private information more difficult to access.
One of the biggest steps that students can take to be safe online is to keep their passwords and passcodes to themselves. That means not sharing them with best friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, teachers. If somebody needs that information, they'll either already have access to it or they'll be you.
Although it may seem like common sense, another frequently used tactic of internet hackers is to give users fake ads that seem too good to be true.
When you're on an app or a website, wherever you might be, if somebody is asking you for information that's like your birth date and your phone number, while those might sound harmless, those are pieces of information that can help them break into many other accounts that you might have.
Though not often discussed, it is beneficial to employ online safety measures when using computers, phones, and other tech devices. Educating yourself on the dangers you might face could potentially prevent hackers from accessing your personal information. I'm Will Carlisle reporting for Eagle Nation News.
Thank you, Will. Now live in studio with some Super Bowl updates is Emily Baldwin.
Thanks, Julia. As we near the end of January, we are getting closer and closer to the Super Bowl. The AFC and NFC championship games will take place this Sunday. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will take on the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field at 2:05 p.m., and the Kansas City Chiefs will face off against the Buffalo Bills at Arrowhead Stadium at 5:40 p.m. After this weekend, the two winning teams will have 2 weeks to prepare for the Super Bowl on February 7th in Tampa. If the Tampa Bay Buccaneers make it to the Super Bowl, they will be the first team to ever have home field advantage for the big game. With the NFL season coming to a close, the NBA is just getting started, and our Dallas Mavericks are off to a rocky start. The Mavs are currently sitting in 10th place in the Western Conference with a 6-7 record. Moving from our pros to the Prosper Eagles, the boys basketball team is coming off of a 47-42 win against Denton Guyer on Tuesday. Looking ahead, the Eagles are taking on the McKinney High Lions tonight at 7 p.m. at McKinney High. The Lions are currently undefeated in district play as they enter the second half of the season. While our boys are fighting during these final games for a spot in the playoffs, our girls basketball team is in the middle of a rebuilding year. The girls added a loss to their record on Tuesday night, falling to the Denton Guyer Wildcats 49-37, but the Lady Eagles are looking for a victory tonight at home against McKinney High at 7 p.m. The team has a different look this season after losing some key pieces from last year's squad. Kaden De La Garza elaborates on what the process has entailed and the end goals for the Lady Eagles.
The Prosper Girls basketball program is known to produce outstanding athletes year in and year out, but after losing some key pieces from last year, the team is searching for a new identity in hopes of making the playoffs.
Some expectations we have this year are to work hard in practice and also to make it to playoffs. I feel like we have a pretty good team this year and we have really good team chemistry, so hopefully if we work hard and play together, we can make it to playoffs.
After finishing last season with a 50-win percentage, the team took a big blow and losing some familiar faces. With a shift like this in the roster, it may call for a new scheme and play style.
Oh, it's changed a lot. We're pretty young this year and we have a bunch of new faces, but we also have some returners. So I feel like we definitely have to play together more this year because we don't have all-stars like Maddie Cleary or Jordan Oliver this year, but I feel like since we're playing together as a team more, we have more fun.
Through basketball, there will be many changes in scenery, such as a change in coaching staff or even losing some star players. But throughout all, practice makes perfect.
We work together in practice. That's where it starts. Coach Rochelle always preaches practice how you play. When we do that and bring it to the games, it's a whole different level of intensity.
Chandler and her teammates seem hungry for the long road ahead, through the regular season and come playoff time. I'm Kaden Lagarza reporting for Eagle Nation News.
When we return, we'll learn what the Prosper Mayor and District Superintendent shared in last night's State of Prosper address.
Last night, via Facebook Live, Mayor Ray Smith and Superintendent Dr. Holly Ferguson provided the community with updates and expectations for the city and for PISD. Zach Manning highlights how the growth of the town impacts residents and students.
The town of Prosper held the State of the Community meeting last night at 6 p.m. via Facebook Live. Superintendent Dr. Holly Ferguson said that Prosper is still continuing to grow on a daily basis, resulting in the growth of the school district as well. Prosper ISD already has plans to add more schools to its existing 12 elementary schools, 4 middle schools, and 2 high schools. Currently, Prosper has almost 20,000 students enrolled. Thursday's meeting revealed that the district predicts that in the next 10 years it will have 40,000 students. As the city continues to develop, construction throughout Prosper will continue as well, as town roads are being expanded, added, and upgraded. Prosper keeps continuing to grow because of the very reputable school district it has been known for. I'm Zach Manning, reporting for Eagle Nation News.
Moving from the growth of our city to the growth of entertainment, Madeline Wentz provides the latest pop culture news in this week's edition of Talent Talk.
Many popular music artists sang in the inauguration on Wednesday, among them Jennifer Lopez, Garth Brooks, and Lady Gaga. Speaking of the inauguration, Bernie Sanders' outfit at the event took the internet by storm. His signature mitten look has been photoshopped into hundreds of memes. Another entertainment news, the new Disney Plus series WandaVision aired its first 2 episodes on Friday. The familiar Marvel characters Wanda Maximoff and Vision, played by Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany, appear to go back in time to experience life as a normal couple. Their relationship isn't the only thing out of the ordinary, however. New episodes of WandaVision will be released every Friday. Will you be catching tonight's episode of WandaVision? Let us know on our Instagram and Twitter. COVID-19 has brought uncertainty, and with a vaccine now available, even more questions have come into the light. Grace Escobar dives deep into the vaccine fighting against the global pandemic.
As the cases of COVID-19 continue to rise, the Food and Drug Administration granted emergency use authorization of the coronavirus vaccine. Depending on the specific vaccine you receive, a follow-up shot may be required 3 to 4 weeks after the first shot was administered to provide additional protection. The COVID-19 vaccine does not infect anyone with the live virus. Similar to the flu shot and many other preventative shots, this vaccine teaches the immune system to remember the infectious agent without the individual actually having to contract it. After receiving the COVID vaccine, it is common to experience some side effects. According to the CDC, flu-like symptoms that might even affect the way you go about your day-to-day activities could surface, but then they should go away within a couple of days. Currently, 68 vaccines are in clinical trials on humans, and 20 have reached the final stages of testing in hopes to successfully help to stop the spread of COVID and meet the FDA guidelines. The COVID vaccine is currently available to essential personnel, which includes healthcare workers and teachers. Reporting for Eagle Nation News, I'm Grace Escobar.
After this short break, Kay Spears shares with us a few ways that clubs can benefit students.
PHS offers a variety of different clubs and organizations in which students are able to get involved throughout the school year. Kay Spears explains how joining a club can benefit students and their well-being throughout their high school journeys.
Students at PHS have the opportunity to join different clubs and organizations that align with their hobbies and interests. Joining a club allows students to expand their thinking as well as improve their leadership and social skills. Soraya Thomas, a member of Life Club, states that joining a club not only helped her inside school, but outside as well.
Joining a club, specifically Life Club, has really allowed me to broaden my horizons and learn different things, because obviously at PHS we have a lot of different classes to choose from and a lot of different pathways that we can go on.
To find the list of clubs at PHS, go to prosperisd.net, then up at the top select Our Schools, then click Prosper High School. When you're on the PHS homepage, hover over the Students section at the top, select Clubs and Organizations, and then select the plus button on the left side of the Clubs and Organizations list. You will then see a list of various clubs and organizations that students are able to join at PHS. Reporting for Eagle Nation News, I'm Kay Spears.
Well, there are certainly many organizations that students can get involved in, but one super important one is the Prosper Education Foundation. Live in studio with Elizabeth Johnston, the Executive Director of Prosper Education Foundation, is Sailor Jane McKenzie.
Thanks, Julia. I'm your host, Sailor Jane McKenzie, and joining with me today, I have Miss Elizabeth Johnston. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Sailor. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about the Prosper Education Foundation and what exactly is your role there?
Sure. Well, we have a vision of helping each student in Prosper ISD to achieve their best. We really want to do anything we can to support and encourage educational excellence and innovation within the entire district. One of the things that make us different is that everything we raise, all the money we raise, goes into Prosper ISD in the form of help for students or teachers. So everything we do is for teachers and students in Prosper ISD. In fact, we like to bring around this money bag here because we give a lot of money to support projects and things like that in the district that students will benefit from.
That is very interesting. And just how beneficial is this foundation to seniors?
One of the biggest things we do each year is to award scholarships for the senior class. And that's going to be for both schools this year, Prosper and Rock Hill. And we have a scholarship application that's open right now for the seniors. We're looking for all kinds of students to award scholarships to. We have $175,000 planned to give out to the class of 2021. Applications are online now, and it's really not hard. Everything you need to know, you already do. It's mostly about you and what your plans are as a graduate and how we can help you. So we would love to get as many seniors to apply as possible because we're looking for the top 10. We're looking for kids who have struggled academically. We're looking for some golfers. We're looking for someone who wants to major in music and agriculture. And we're looking for a lot of unique students, so we hope a lot of people apply.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. It's been great speaking with you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
With global warming on the rise, so are efforts to prevent this growing issue. Mithra Kama discusses one way automakers are working to make a difference in the worldwide impact.
As the global temperature continues to increase drastically across the world, changes and adaptations have become necessary. Climate change brings an uncertain future of possible wildfires, drought, along with potential tropical storms. And UN scientists project that we have less than a decade to get this issue under control before it becomes unfixable. With climate change comes climate control, increasing guidelines and rules for the safety of our planet. Many initiatives have been put into effect in efforts of solving this increasing problem. Included in these initiatives is the Zero Emission Program. This is a California state regulation requiring automakers to sell electrical cars and trucks. This effort aims to decrease global warming as electrical vehicles generate much less emission than gas-powered vehicles. Electrical vehicles are on the rise, and the zero-emission program has also been adopted by 10 other states. It is uncertain whether this regulation will be adopted in Texas, but regulators are hopeful that its effects will be seen globally. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Mithra Kama.
That's all we have for you today, Eagle Nation. I'm Allison Wood.
And I'm Julia Bizion. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.